OpenAI launched their Codex app, which is now available on your local machine, and you can use it to generate any type of code, game, whatever you want to do with this app. Available for free users as well, so go check that out. In this video, we are going to cover each and everything of it. Consider it as a mini course because I'm not going to just lay out sparkling features, but we will dive deep into this. So let's get started. To download this, go to ai.com, chatgpt.com/codex, and you will be able to download that on your Mac OS. Here is what you are going to get, and this is what I just generated using their standard prompt from their new thread section. If you open that, you will find this thread section. You need to select any folder from your machine. So select create any empty folder and go here, and you will be able to start building anything you want. You can use it for different purposes, for example writing PDF, spreadsheets, code review. You can also collaborate with your team as well. So this is all-in-one app that you can use, and they have certain features that you would like to know. Okay, so let's go to the input section here. So here is the folder that I have using. You can add new project from here, and these are the standard starter prompts. For example, if you want to build a snake game, which I already built that, I will show you in a bit. So this is the prompt structure that you should go and apply that into your prompts, but I have my own prompt structure which also works well. For example, build a classic games, so they give it a heading and add the bullet point list. This is the standard prompt structure you can use, which we have already covered in AI masterclass on promptswap.com. You can get all the idea that what it can do from these prompts. Here is a model selector, so I will be using the extra high. It may take more time, but it's actually best model of the OpenAI yet, and you can choose any other models from here, which is actually a cheaper version, and you will get a low rate limit as well. So here is a command option that you give to the Codex, that it can run any type of commands automatically, so you can simply enable that. But if you are in a very sensitive environment inside your organization, you should not do that because it may violate some stuff that you may not be aware of because it's AI. So this is a dictation. You can dictate that using your voice, and there's a file option. There's a plan mode option which we are going to use first and then implement that particular plan. If you go into here, you can select your IDE. So I have multiple of IDE and terminal here that I can open the code base and do further development. Nice options here. And this is the terminal. You can toggle the terminal and it will open here. This is the commit changes or difference, I will say, what it has deleted, what it has added. So this is the difference checker from here. Now let's talk about, this is the settings. Here's the default open destination. I will choose because this is my only default IDE. And this is a thread detail, the steps with code commands or steps with code output, whatever you want to show. So I suggest to go with this, steps with code outputs. And here is the prevent sleep while running. So obviously I want to do that. Then all the processes will be done. There's a follow-up behavior, queue or interrupt. If you want to interrupt something, I don't think I need to do that. And you can adjust the UI, for example, the font and the other stuff here. This is about the settings of general, and it is the configuration. You can add personalization, give it a personality to your, and there's the MCP. So you can connect multiple MCP server, which was lagging in ChatGPT app. You can do that with the help of Codex. So let's go ahead with the two things that they offer, which is mind-blowing to be honest. Number one is automation. You can actually some action based on your code base. For example, here scan recent commits for likely bugs and propose minimal fixes. So if you enable that, you can enable that with the timing and the days you choose, and also enable that with interval. If you have created some code, you can provide an interval that after 12 hours you can run this automation. It will run by its own. So this is actually great step towards vibe coding. So you can simply add the project you're in. Your prompt structure is also very straightforward. So give it a prompt and then the grounding rules, which a part of your code base should not be touched or should ignore. You can type that here. Also the guidelines, for example, do not invent bugs, and the list goes on. This is a great automation. I have listed around 20 automation that you can use inside promptswap.com. Do check that out. Sign up for the account and join us. Here's the different types of automation that you can use apart from what I suggest. You can also create the automation. Just give it a name, give it a project, and add the prompt. I've already added all the prompts. You can simply check that out and add that to your automation as well. This is quite friendly, which we are going to cover in a bit. So this is the one thing that I love that has now superpower, can create anything from images, videos, generate screenshots, PDF, doc files, and the list goes on. Not only that, it will create spreadsheets, transcribe, whatever you want to call. And not only that, it can create a new skill as well. It will enable that skill creator. You can type whatever the skill you want. This is going to be huge, and I'm going to cover that in other videos, because this is something you do with the OpenClaw or Moldbot or CloudBot. You can give it a skill and it will run that. Obviously, it's not 24/7, not live inside your WhatsApp, but it actually going to do very great things in a secure environment. Enable that skill. You can edit that skill as well. You can see the prompt structure and you can edit any part of it. There's also option of disable for some time being, and you can simply apply that. For example, here the image gen here. So if I click on the image, you can generate any images using the image gen here. These are the skills that you can go ahead and check that out. And it's also have the Atlas used to manage add tabs in Atlas. If you have the Atlas, there's a Figma and Figma implement design, and we are going to cover that in detail in upcoming days. First thing, I ran their starter prompts to generate a snake game here, and if I give you the preview what it has generated, so this is what it generated. Let's play something, like click on enter. Okay, so the score is still, the control is actually very fluid, and it does increase speed while you play, and the score is still nil and no pop-up of how much score you have scored and something like that. It's pretty basic. I didn't expect that, to be honest. I expected that to be score to be incremental and provide some graphics to you. Anyway, so this was from the starter prompt that you can use. So let me delete this and create something that I have shortlisted here. Okay, so let's go to the new chat, and here select this extra high button. I want to use the max model of Codex, and I have prepared this prompt that I'm going to use. This is the AI presentation generator, which is very close to Gamma. Whatever Gamma AI, which is the AI presentation generator, has, we are going to build or clone that using this. So I have prepared this gigantic prompt, as you can see here. This is the global section that defines there's a structure whatever I want in my app. So I'm going to generate a plan and then implement. This is a heads up for you, a pro tip for you. If you want to generate any app in future using the vibe coding, first let the AI do its research. So it's very important step, to be honest, because it will enable them to research first and get all the information as backend into their context system, and then it will start implementing that. So Codex also has this plan mode. You can simply enable that and paste your prompt, whatever you're going to build, and press enter. So after you press enter, it will analyze what you are going to do and it will follow up questions. Now, as you can see, it started searching for the dependency that I want in my app, serper.dev, which is about scraping Google web pages. So I want that integration into my AI presentation or slide generator. So it's going there and searching for the web, and let's see what it has from. Now it asks me question, what scope should we target for the first build? So MVP, full stack recommended, by only prototype, and full production scope. Let's go with the MVP and we can iterate that to create more. And there's a which stack do you want. So it also recommend me the Next.js plus API routes and React plus Express API. I want to go with this. And there's a user model and storage, single user local, recommended multi-user, and DB. I just want to create a local first. Okay, so one more tip that you need to know. It will ask you some questions about the confirmation. For example, here it says, what do you mean by this for the template previews? So it asks me, it gives me 3 options, which I don't want. I don't like it. So you can also include your own option here. For example, use this model from OpenRouter, right? So you can simply press enter and it will select that option and select other options and click on submit. So this is how you can also suggest your own option while it asks you questions like this. See the type of structure or plan, review that. If you like everything about it, just click on yes, implement this plan, or you can modify that using the second option, which I've already told you. Let's implement this plan and choose this high mode, and I want to add some skill to it. For example, I generate Quora videos using Quora video generation templates use and template previews as content using image gen. So this 2 things that I want to add into the skill. Start implementing the plan and press enter. There you go. Now it will start implementing our plan. Let it finish. We will see the output. So our app is ready. Let's browse it says the dashboard is here, the settings page is here. So this is a couple of requirements that we need to fill, that is the APIs. And let's go to this URL and paste that here. It's very clean. I don't want that gigantic input section here. This is the history section. Let's go to the settings and input our OpenAI API key, the Super API key, and the brand colors, brand tone to create our presentation. Let's put that here. Let me go to the OpenAI key, and there's a key section, and let's build something. Let's say present AI. Let me copy this and paste that here. Okay, so there's no save button here. Weird. Anyway, let's go to the playground. So deployment is temporarily paused. Maybe there's some issues. Go to settings. Yeah, it's saved. Now let's do something without the web search, because the server end is not available, and there is a AI model selection. So let's say history of AI, right? And there are different types of model available that you can use. Let's see, just use the Gemini 3 flash preview and email model. So there's no email model here, so we need to correct that. Anyway, so there's a number of slides, 8 is perfect. Let's go with the play fair display to add more playful. And there's the color palette, and there is a template library. So template library is actually pretty standard, which is generated by the GPT Image one. If I go to open this into my IDE here, you can see here the template section is filled with the PNGs. There's a video, which is obviously a background video of input section, which has this motion effect. I've used both because I want to test if both are working. It asked me about my OpenAI key and told me to add that in the local environment of this project. And this is what here is the .env.local. I need to type that my key. So you need to have the OpenAI key to make an image and works. It doesn't get from the credits of your ChatGPT. Let's select 3-column text or image left. Let's test if it's working. Okay, there you go. We have got some issues. Let me just copy and paste that here and let it work for a while. So first issues we have encountered. Let's see what type of issue is this. Okay, so it has some import path from, so it's standard build error. Let it verify. Let the codex fix and verify. So we have our final version. I think I'm very frustrated at this stage because it took 3 or 4 follow-ups. Let me show you that this particular model is extra high. So this is the top-notch model that OpenAI has. Anyway, so this is the final generation. So let's say history of solar, something like that, solar system. And let's choose higher level model, like here, image model API key, and it didn't. Number of slides, let's add 8, Ubuntu pop-ins, and let's add space grotesque to add some tech elements to it. There is a full bleed hero image. Let's add image left and text, and there is also a chart focus. Let's add any chart here. Let's generate, and here you can see all the progress. There you go. I ask you to add the edit functionality, drag and drop. Nothing is there, no images there. I ask you to add the unsplash and pixels. You can see this is pretty standard, I think, and using the Cloud Code you can do better than this. Let's click on the edit. On the right, user experience is so bad, UX is so bad. I've mentioned how to structure our project. From the left side, lay out the slides, and in between the canvas, and on the right side the editor. Not what I expected. So let's click on the present. So present button is also not working. Share, download PDF, PDX, and let's see PDF is also empty. Anyway, so this is after an hour of use. I don't think this near, maybe it's a problem of the model. So this is what you're going to get. So my review of this is pretty substandard for now. Maybe it's a new app, or they need to upgrade their model or something, but I really don't like it. But I love GPT 5.2 reasoning model to debug my code. I always use that inside the Windsurf, and from the Codex I didn't find that much of value development process. So this is about Codex. This is my first preview and hands-on experience. I hope you liked it. If you did, let me know in the comment box. And if you want to join me, and if you want to learn how to vibe code to create SaaS app, do join members.promptsclub.com, and we have the AI courses that help you to create SaaS app from start to finish, which we have already done. In the courses section, you can get 20,000 plus prompts as well, and there's a bunch of tools, scripts, you can download that as well. See you in the next video, then bye bye.